Low self-esteem, the feeling of being a bother, thinking 1,000 times before giving your opinion in front of others. Many of these symptoms affect people with ADHD, and I was one of them. I invested in self-knowledge, tried various strategies, and after a lot of training and practice, I developed a method to overcome all of this. And you can also learn about this method in the first link in the description. Hey ADHD, Yuri Maya here from TDH Descomplicado. How can you use ADHD to your advantage? But before I share all of that with you, don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell, as that helps a lot. And it can also help you get more videos like this in your timeline. Before we start, I want to make it very clear that ADHD is not a gift, okay? It's not a gift, it's not a superpower. And I've already talked about this here. There's a video up here on the channel where I've already talked about this topic. But that doesn't mean you can't make lemonade out of the lemon you have in your hand. There you go. Have you heard that saying, a lot helps what doesn't hold you back? That makes a lot of sense for those with ADHD. Remove from your life everything that slows down your life and your development. Toxic and harmful friendships, a job that you really don't like, where you don't feel well integrated. It's all important for you to improve your environment. There you go. Jobs and activities that are boring, to understand what it's like to suffer. Struggling with tasks when faced with a job that is slow and difficult. Awareness is key. And not being able to do almost anything in your daily obligations because you're faced with a job that is extremely slow and painful for you. So you need to have this awareness above all. The second factor that's important for this to happen is change. If you have ADHD, you need to learn that your life has to be in constant change. You have to embrace change like it's a close friend of yours. Because in fact, change and novelty will always be a part of your life. You have to learn to like this. Change gyms, change your workplace, change departments within your workplace, change your major, your college course. If you don't like the course you're taking, it's not worth spending too much time on something you don't enjoy. You know what suffering is, the worst thing, the worst part. So change has to be our banner. Our motto, being in constant change brings two big advantages. Avoid sluggishness. You're stuck doing that same little job, that same boring activity, that same old course, and that's the sluggishness. It's something that ends up depleting our baseline dopamine. In other words, it's the neurotransmitter that gets you into action and helps you move from one point to another. To perform a task, to have access to something, it exponentially increases the difficulty for you to complete a certain task. And the second advantage of changing is that you have more opportunities to connect with what you really love, and then you can really take off. We who have ADHD do have a bit of a tougher life, yes, in most cases. So why would you want to engage with something that's not so demanding, that could really bring you those drawbacks? You need to embrace change. You need to be friends with change. I'm always doing new activities. I created ADHD Uncomplicated. I also created a card channel on YouTube, and I started my podcast, Everything in Mind. If you don't know it yet, click here on the link that will be in the card or right below our podcast. I created the ADHD in Action Club, which you can also click on this card that will appear now for you to join and connect with other people. And also learn new content weekly that will help you take off in your life. So even with ADHD. So this way, you have more chances to connect with your brilliance, with what helps you take off and change your life. The third point for all of this to happen, so that you can make your lemonade out of this lemon called ADHD, be brave. Better than great ideas, which I know you have plenty of wonderful ideas. So every week it's about taking it off the paper and putting it into practice and activating that idea of yours. Remember that only action generates results. It's no wonder that the ADHD in Action Club has this name, because it helps you with ADHD to take your various ideas off the paper and put them into practice to really get things rolling. You need to trust your intuition, get into action, put your skin on the line, and take risks. That's how not only your life can change, just like the great changes in the world happened through bold, innovative, and disruptive actions. So don't be afraid to trust yourself. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. All right? I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Share, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye-bye. The professional life of someone with ADHD heavily relies on communication. How you behave at work or how others perceive you can be crucial for your professional advancement. The problem is that hardly anyone explains the best way to act in these situations until now. I'm going to explain how to take control of your professional life in the first link in the description.